Welcome back. We're going to do a short review of the four-drive theory. And in session 1 and in the book that you have read, you probably understood enough about why this theory can be quite important for those that want to understand and shift the way we run organizations. We have these crises for a reason. Okay? Inequality, pollution, corruption, etc. Those are human problems and human-made problems in many cases. So if we made them, we can solve them. That's a famous adage by John F. Kennedy. Everything that we create, as humans create, we can also solve. We need a different mindset. I've mentioned that before. And managers and business people in this time, leaders of all organizations, I argue, can benefit from this four-drive theory that was developed by Paul Lawrence and Nitin Nohria at the Harvard Business School. Now, why is this critical? Why is this theoretical perspective important? Kurt Lewin said, "There's nothing more practical than a good theory." And a theory is always reductionist. It's always simplifying something. So it's never aiming to be completely accurate and true. It's just sort of good enough to explain a phenomenon and to explain why we are in trouble and to explain how we can get out of trouble. I think the four-drive theory can be helpful. And we're starting with the main objective in this understanding of human beings as having four drives. It is the objective of balance. It's not anymore maximization. You don't want to maximize the drive to acquire, to get more and more stuff, or you don't want to maximize your drive to defend, to be safe and basically be in isolation. You don't want to maximize the drive to be with others in a community. You don't want to become an ideologue and maximize the drive to comprehend. Yet, if those drives aren't addressed in any meaningful way independently, we oftentimes suffer. Humans suffer. We're not thriving. We don't feel we are alive. You can see this when you look at, for example, The Office, and people don't see meaningful perspectives on their work. They don't feel that this is important work that they're doing. They create all kinds of shenanigans to entertain themselves, to bond. And many people would say this is a better workplace than most other workplaces. Yet when you unleash an organization, when you unleash a group, when you, for yourself, balance the four drives, meaning you create a higher purpose. You are able to connect with other people around this purpose. You find a way to monetize what you're doing, to get paid for what you're doing. And you're creating a space where you feel safe, personally, physically, psychologically. Then we find magic happens. Humans thrive. They feel dignified. And problems get solved. This is abstract to a degree, and it's ultimately very practical. We're going to go through this more and more, and I just want to make sure that you see this framework as one that can explain why we have the environmental crisis, because we're maximizing the drive to acquire. Too much stuff, we're producing stuff, and then throw it away. And aren't even happy. Why we have a social crisis, why we're violating the drive to bond, okay, and why we now have a resurgence of nationalist movements which responds to this drive to bond, and why we have a general sense of meaninglessness. People feel deprived of a sense of higher purpose. They use drugs, they are increasingly depressed. All of these phenomena globally speak to this misalignment, imbalance of the four drives at a personal level, at a group level, and at the organizational and societal level as well.